Are you one of the 70% of potential buyers who fear the long-term consequences of renting? You probably should be. What do I mean by that? Well, it's simple. There are two ways to live in this world in your housing. You can rent housing or you can own housing. You can rent an apartment or a house, those all change. You can own a house or a condo. What's the difference in renting versus owning? And why would I want to do one or the other? And the simple answer is this. You're paying someone's mortgage payment, which means you're reducing what they owe and increasing the equity in the property that they own. Over here, you're paying that for someone else. Over here, you're paying it for yourself. So the question becomes, do I want to be building someone else's net worth or do I want to be building my own? Now let's be reasonable and let's be honest. Am I going to be able to purchase the exact same house that I want to rent? Or is it more affordable as a rental than it would be as a purchase? And the answer is, there's no easy answer to that. As a general rule, yes, you will be able to purchase a home equal to or the same as the house that you could qualify to rent. Now, the standards for renting a house to someone are lower than the standards to buying a house. Yes, most landlords do a credit check. Yes, most landlords want you to have a job, but they're not looking at some of the ins and outs that we're looking in mortgage world when we decide, do I want to lend you $400,000 to purchase a home? So it probably is just a little easier to rent a property than it is to buy one, but it's not a lot easier. I promise you this, in this marketplace, landlords are looking more and more carefully at renters, and they're being more and more discriminatory on who they're going to rent to from a standpoint of affordability. So if you're going to have to qualify on either side, why not qualify to buy a home versus qualifying to rent a home? Well, why else would you want to own versus rent? Let's talk about one of the upsides. Owning a home means you have full control. You can do anything you want with that house. You can paint any room, any color. You don't have to get permission. Renting a house means it's someone else's property. Anything you do is not only going to benefit them from the standpoint of increasing the value of their house, but they're going to be the ones who get to make that decision. Maybe they don't want you painting your new baby's bedroom pink because they want a house that's completely gray because it's the easiest house to rent out. So there are limitations when you live in someone else's building, whether it's an apartment or a house, where when you live in your own, you get to make all the decisions. Well, what's the flip side of that coin, Michael? What might be an advantage to renting versus owning? The biggest advantage to renting versus owning is that the problems are oftentimes someone else's when you rent. If an air conditioner breaks, the landlord or owner of that property is going to repair that air conditioner for you. If you own the property, you're responsible for the financial repair of that air conditioner. So it's not all roses and sunshine on the ownership side. But what is the biggest advantage? The biggest advantage if you own the house is that you're growing your personal net worth. You're doing it in two ways. Number one, as home values go up, the asset that you own goes up in value and becomes worth more. If you didn't pay a single dollar towards your mortgage, all you did was maintain the balance. As the value of your house goes up, that increases your net worth. But you're doing a second thing as well. You're paying down the debt on that structure. So when you make a payment on your mortgage, the amount that you owe next month is going to be less than the amount you owe this month. The mortgage payment will be the same, but the actual loan on the house will be less. When you're making a rent payment, your landlord realizes that savings, not you. Your rent will always be that, and in fact, your rent is probably going to go up when your lease renews. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both sides. Renting a house, owning a house, less responsibility, more responsibility, but growth in your net worth, growth for your landlord in his net worth. Is it worth owning a house? I don't know if it is where you are right now in this moment, but it's definitely worth the conversation.